Mic test. Okay. Everything seems to be in order. That was pretty good.
Sous la brume d'un jour nouveau, nos souvenirs dansent sur la peau. Un souffle passe, rien ne s'efface, tout demeure dans sa grâce. Le temps suspendu, rêve tranquille. Chaque seconde devient subtile. Le temps suspendu, doux instant où tout se tient simplement.
Cool. The manga boy is here, man. Just give me a sec, guys. I'm just making sure all my systems are a go. What's up? I want to join the live. Hey, there you go. Ash, are you the manga boy on my Discord server?
Le temps suspendu, rêve tranquille. Chaque seconde devient subtile. Le temps suspendu,
I totally forgot what I was doing. I got distracted.
où tout se tient
Um,
simplement.
Everything seems to be good. Gonna reduce the sound of this music. It's too loud for me to think. You are okay, cool, man. Just keeping track of people on my Discord server. They have different names. Yeah, you guys have different names, so sometimes I won't recognize you who you are on the Discord, but I'll know your names anyway. So today I forgot to change the title of the YouTube channel of the YouTube live stream. Give me a sec. Oh, that's okay, man. So you're able to join my previous stream. That's totally fine, man. You don't have to apologize for that, okay? Rendering manga page. I guess that's okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna change that. So today we're gonna be rendering my manga pages, and I've already added some dialogues here. There are still a lot of work to do. So I have like one. This one's already finished. Okay, I'm gonna close this one. These are client works. So I'm gonna close those. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pages to render. And this shouldn't be too much work, I think. This one's already rendered, but I added a dialogue here that this monster is only able to say spine. And we'll figure that out later on why that is. Okay, I've written like a lot of story behind this guy. Okay, he even has his own one shot before he got corrupted, which I won't be able to get into until much later on within the year. I got like 3 or 4 books that I'm working on at the same time, and I can't really work on them until I finish chapter 2 of the Final Fortress. So this page you're looking at right now is already in chapter 2. So I'm around 30 pages out of 50 for chapter 2. That means I got at least 1 more month before I release this. I did mention yesterday that I may or may not divide the second chapter into 2 chapters. So this will instead be chapter 2 and chapter 3. And then after that, I'm gonna pause on the chapters, and I'm gonna work on my 2 books that I'm working on, the character spreadsheets, as well as it's like a location book for the lands outside the Dread. It's a whole thing. And then there's also 2 more one-shots that I want to work on within the year before I move on to chapter 4. Hopefully in the same year, right? So there's a lot of things to do. Okay, I'm not only making a series, I'm also world building this, and that's why there's a lot of things I have to do before I can actually commit to the series like fully, right? But I'm really happy where it is right now. I love my chapter 1. There are some problems with it, but overall I think it's great for my taste, at least. Hopefully you guys enjoy it too. Dying this page to speak. Hey, thanks. So let's start with page 20. And really, there isn't much work here. I just need to add the what do you call this? A tail for this thing, right? All right, that's it. That's pretty much it. Let's save that because I've already done a lot of work for this page, so not really much going on here. And let's move on to the next page. This one still has a lot of work to do. For example, I need like a slashing sound effect, right? And I usually do my sound effects in katakana. With the help of like this chart I have, right? Give me a sec. I need to pull it up. I lost my glasses, by the way. It's kind of hard to read, especially with this spotlight in front of me. It's like it's kind of blinding. Okay, so let's add a big onomatopoeia right around here, right? Onomatopoeia is just the sound effects, really. Just another word. I want to ask something. If I'm making a one shot, how many pages should be good for a one shot? The shorter your one shot is, the better. But I would say around at least 16 to 60 pages. Okay, just keep it, on the low side. So when you're making a one shot, there are a couple of things you need to know. That's one of them. The shorter it is, the better. As long as it doesn't exceed around 60 pages. I believe the Naruto Minato one-shot is, I think it was like 44 pages. And the Death Note one-shot is around that long too. I forgot how many pages that was. But another tip is to not end it on a cliffhanger. That's one thing. And I think that's why that's one of the reasons why my manga for Kodakawa's competition didn't really go as far as I wanted to go. It's because it ended on a cliffhanger. And make sure that there's only a couple of characters there, just keep it simple. So yeah, just a few pages will do. At least my first one shot was around 25 pages, okay? So I'm just painting this red because it's easier to see for me, and I'll convert this red into black and white after I finish writing this, okay? But yeah, did I answer your question there? Any Japanese on my stream right now, feel free to correct me if my katakana is wrong. I'm really just following a guide. The last word, okay. I just drew my first ever original character in digital on mobile, and it's really bad. It's okay, man. If you think it's bad, that's totally fine. It's you don't have to you don't have to be too hard on yourself, Every artist that I've ever known, even if they can draw really well, they still think their drawing is really bad. I have that of myself, okay? I mean, and I know it's very arrogant for me to say that this drawing looks bad right now, but to me, I think I could do better. But yeah, just keep drawing, man. Don't let the quality of your art stop you from drawing, okay? Keep drawing, keep at it, and eventually the quality will come. I promise you that. I thought it was my first time, though it was my first. Yeah, of course, it's your first time. It's totally fine. If you want me to give you some feedback on your OC, just let me know. Put it on the Discord. And next week I'll be hosting another art review, so you'll have a week to draw something. Until Friday, I'll do an art review once again. I haven't done any one of those for a while. This looks nice. Okay, let's convert this into white. And let's have a black outline into it, okay? Oops. Whoa. What in the world happened to... Ah, I see. Because I have those two at the same layer. Convert that to 15. And what if I make it black? I think the white suits better. Let's just make that really big. Whoosh. It's like a shoe sound, right? Hey, Silver Comet, what's up, man? Nice to see you here again, as always. I think that's too thick. Okay, okay, that looks good. I don't know if that black line makes it. I think it does make it better. Okay, I like that. Let's keep it. Now let's render this page using some what do you call this? Screen tones, right? Fuck. Blanking out here. Nothing much, though I have been unable to sleep all night. Oh, why is that, man? Something keeping you busy or something? Yeah? That looks okay. Somebody keeping you busy or something keeping you busy, huh? So I'm rewatching an anime again. So so it was all migrate. Oh yeah, I remember you telling me something about that. I think yesterday. Just drink some medicine, I think. Advil always helps me with my migraines. So it's temporary, but it does go away. Enough for me to be able to work.
Les mots glissent tout sur ma peau, comme un matin qui s'éveille tôt. Ton rire danse dans la lumière, léger comme l'air, simple et sincère. Les jours passent sans faire de bruit, chaque regard devient un abri. Un souffle chaud dans mes pensées, un secret clair à murmurer. Mots légers comme des fleurs, ils apaisent toutes mes peurs. Mots légers, doux et clairs, ils me portent loin de l'hiver. Mots légers comme des fleurs, ils apaisent toutes mes peurs. Mots légers, doux et clairs, ils me portent loin de l'hiver.
kind of don't like the render here. The color of the shadow for the skin. I think it's too strong. I want to reduce it just a little bit. Something like this, right? A bit more softer. Yeah, that looks a bit better. I'm not used to this rendering technique because it's, you know, screen tone is so hard to control when I'm doing this. Okay, that looks fine. And one of these pages, I think I rendered it with just a regular black and white with gray tones. This thing, right? There are no screen tones here, if you can take a look at that. So much easier to render. And I think it does result on a much richer mid-tones for the black and white, for the grays. So it's so much richer. The screen tone is just so limited. But I decided to stick with it anyways, even though the other rendering style is so much better.
Sous ma peau, ton nom demeure comme un secret, une
Hmm.
chaque
I'll stick with this. Every time I think of something, I think about the rendering style here. I feel the urge to just abandon it and go full gray. But nah, man, we're gonna stick to our principles. I don't know how. I feel like I'm gonna eat my words there very soon. This is like it's so hard to control, but maybe it's just a skill issue, and that's why I'm sticking with it. Okay, let's add a thicker shadow now. With shading, there's really no wrong answer. Well, not really. There, you gotta just think about the parts that are being hit by light. My weakness is creating shadow and black color in hair and clothes. I think I have a tutorial on my channel about coloring hair with black. It's one of my videos that went viral, and I'll show you a little bit of that later, okay? But yeah, I understand what you mean because I also had a little bit of inhibitions when it comes to like coloring everything with black, like a actual dark, rich black like this. Because I've always been taught to not color things with pure black. In fact, I avoid pure black altogether until this art style kind of became something that's necessary for me to move on to manga, and so I had to use black in a lot of my drawings suddenly, right? So it's really it's a hard medium. I understand that. But what I would recommend, if I could give you advice with black, is just go for it. Give a little bit of balance between the white stuff and the black stuff. That sounds so bad. That sounds so that's a joke there that I don't want to make. The white stuff and the black stuff. Okay, I really like this. Let's add the lighting now. So the lighting for this is just really a white. Okay, nothing to it. Something like this. And it's faint too. Wind Father. Is that for me? Thanks, man.
Tes mots légers, brumes du soir flottent en moi, sans vouloir croire.
I try my best.
Devient cristal,
All anybody can do, I think.
presque idéal.
Okay. My son is in the other room. He is supposed to be sleeping, but I can hear her. I can hear them playing. His mom, my wife, and my son is still playing, and he should be sleeping. It's okay though. But I have to be a little bit more stricter with his sleeping schedule now because he has school on Monday. It's still a Sunday for me. Is it? It's Saturday, right? Oh yeah, it's a Saturday still. Jeez, it's so early. But he has school on Monday, so I gotta be a bit more stricter when it comes to his sleeping schedule. And yeah, that's the entire thing. It's a he went to school for the first time. I think on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? No. It was Thursday. Right. And dude, he was so scared. But the cool thing is that he cried for a little bit. You know, he when he cries, he kind of wants to be carried, like you know, like any kid. And we kept telling him that it's okay. You know, you're gonna play with your friends, and you're gonna make so many friends. And he kept crying, and then suddenly he stopped crying, and he went down. He went down by himself and walked off. And you know, it was a proud moment because he was being brave. You know, he was scared, but he braved the school anyway. And I told the story yesterday, but when it was time to pick him up, and I was there waiting for him, and the teacher kind of had them lined up, like there's like a procedure, right? Because they need to be they need to be safe that the parents are already waiting for them. So they were lined up, and the teacher was calling the kid's name to see if the parents are already around. Funny that there were no parents that was around for the first 5 kids in that line. So I was like, what the hell? Where are these parents, man? And then when my son saw me, I saw his face like light up because he was just like in a neutral expression, and he was lighting up. Like I saw his face light up, and he wanted to run towards me, but the teacher stopped him because you know they had to be called one by one to see if their parents are there. And funny, I thought he wouldn't listen to the teacher because he's kind of like that here in the house. He's very uh all over the place. It's not like he's disobedient or something, but it just takes a while for him to understand. Um, but he understood the teacher right away. I was like, oh, dude, he why are you like this? And in school and in the house, you're like so rowdy, but in school, you listen to everybody. It was funny. It's funny for me, you know, a parent. As a parent, I think people get that. Of course, he is. Thanks, guys. Oops, my chat just went away. Can I create a comic or a manga using just 1 point or 2 point perspective? Of course, man. You absolutely can. That's not really a criteria for making a manga. I mean, look at this perspective. This is only a 1 point perspective, right? And this is a 1 point perspective. Most of my panels are just 1 point perspective. Unless I'm doing a establishing shot, a wide shot, for example. That's the only time I use 2 point perspective, because a talking panel. Let me see if I can give you an example. Hopefully my camera doesn't spaz out with me again. All right, let's start with this page 1. Okay, so most of these are just 1 point perspective, right? This is a 1 point perspective. That's a 1 point perspective. Perspective should be, the vanishing point should be somewhere around here, going like this. Same here, going like that. Vanishing point should be here. Most of these are just 1 point perspective. If you go to the next page, again, more 1 point perspective. Hello, hey Rain Day. Again, more 1 point. This one is also a 1 point perspective, but the camera angle is a bit lower, okay? But this is an establishing shot. I think your stream is not on the screen. Oh, okay, great. I got that. Why does that keep happening? All right, let me go back. Okay, I haven't explained that too deep yet. So this is a 1 point perspective. All of these panels are just 1 point perspective. Thanks, by the way, Rain Day. The rare candy. Hey, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream, everybody. So yeah, somebody was just asking if you can create a manga using 1 point, just 1 point and 2 point perspective, and I said, yeah, it's not a criteria to make a manga. Really, most of my panels are just 1 point perspective. You don't really need to overly complicate your panels. Okay, I believe I have only a few 2 point perspective. I don't think I have any here. Yeah, so it's gonna be up to you. There's no wrong answer when it comes to the camera angles. By the way, a perspective is more important thing in the story than 3 point perspective. The viewer should be able to express their, right? Yeah, it's gonna be up to you. Okay, it's gonna be up to you. There's no wrong answer with this. It's just a camera angle. But gonna set up stream, have to go. Oh, it's okay, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Hello, unnamed messenger. He's a lovely. Oh, you really like him? Oh yeah, I remember. You were crushing with this guy, right? I actually have a name for him. I think it was mentioned here. What was his name? I gave him a name. Oh yeah, Cheon. That's the one. I wanted to give him a Korean name because this region is really a mix of Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. So I wanted the names to be a bit mixed with those cultures as well. But they're not exactly that. Okay, they're not exactly those cultures. They're just like a representative. They're just inspired by those cultures, and so their names are kind of like that too. Messenger guy not unnamed anymore. Hey, yeah. Well, you convinced me last stream, right? To give him a name. Okay, so that's enough of that. Let's get back to the rendering. This is more action panels now. Sorry, excuse me. These are more action panels, and with action panels, I kind of like to exaggerate. What the hell is going on here? Why can't I erase this? I kind of like to exaggerate the camera angles. Here it's not too exaggerated just yet because it's just the fight is just starting, and later on it's gonna get a bit more crazy. I think I'm already finished with this, right? Whoops. Okay, I think the clouds needs a bit more help. The sky here looks a bit empty. Yeah, I'm not one to disappoint, guys. At least I hope not to. I don't like that cloud. And too fuzzy. Too thick. I want something that's more balanced. Okay, this one looks good. I know it's barely visible, but I still like it to be there. I think it adds character to it. Excuse me. Sorry, I ate like a lot of I drank a lot of sodas. I'm a bit burpy. Is everyone here an artist? I think so. As a lot of the people here comes from my Discord server. Um, and I believe they are artists. Just make sure to always check if the stream is working right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know, I know. I think it happens. Let me try if this it happens again, okay? And this kind of just proves if I open this, okay, that doesn't happen. If I say close this, open it again. Okay. So something happens every time I kind of go off from Photoshop. It kind of goes back to another camera, which is really weird, right? I draw, same for rare. Yeah, I guess a lot of the my audience are artists. It's only natural, right? Because I think YouTube does that intentionally. It kind of does the job for me when it comes to finding the audience. Okay, let's put back the slash. All right, this one's finished. Let's save this, and that's now a JPEG. And let's close it now. This one's already done too. Let's close that. Okay, but that's two down. Couple more to go. I'm almost about to give up on this freaking. Like I said, man. Every time I render in halftones, I keep thinking, should I just drop the halftone thing? Keep going, Jingo. Keep going. If you guys want to join Flat Studio, they are recruiting talented newcomers. I'm not sure what Flat Studio is. Should I know that? I feel like that's a. It sounds familiar. But for me right now, I'm not really looking for a client anymore. I'm kind of fully booked. Well, almost fully booked, and I'm really just focused on my YouTube channel, growing my community, so I can, do this full time one day. That's the dream. I'm almost monetized, so that's like one step closer to um giving you guys more content when it comes to manga. Because my content is not just about art, right? That's a big part of it. But primarily, I want to do manga stuff, and uh, not just uh, not just art stuff. Because I really love world building. World building is pretty fun. Writing is pretty fun too. When I write, I kind of find myself um what it's almost like playing a game back in the day when I used to play, say, World of Warcraft or I played a lot of games back in my time, and I used to keep I used to lose track of time every time I'm playing a fun game. It's kind of like that with writing for me now. I lose time. I lose track of time, and I just go at it. And I set myself a goal. For example, okay, I'm only gonna write at least 2 or 3 chapters today, and I ended up writing an entire volume. By the way, I'm trying to get better on digital art. I sent my OC retouching your OC channel. Okay, the retouching part is actually for a video. Um, it's not for review for the streams, right? If you want me to review it on stream, there's also a stream review channel for that. Which I'll do some art reviews next week. Okay, I haven't done one of those for a while. Is your story high fantasy or low fantasy? It's a mix of high fantasy as well as dark fantasy. But for now, the chapter one is it doesn't really get into dark fantasy that much yet. I'm still setting up the characters. So we're more on the high fantasy region of my story for now. Okay, but I do plan to take it to more darker types of fantasy, a darker story, and I'm talking about like messed up shit. Okay, when it comes to dark fantasy. So I got my inspiration from Full Metal Alchemist because that anime kind of tricks you because it's a very fun and jovial story, right? And then it gets really dark somewhere around the middle. And when I say dark, I mean like really dark. It's so grotesque, and in some areas, I love it, man. Those are my kind of type of fantasy. Hello everyone. Hey, BioPhoenix. What's up, man? Oh my bad, I sent it on the stream. That's okay, man. I'm not really too strict when it comes to my Discord server. So it's totally fine if you place it misplace it. It's fine. I'm not gonna be mad about it or ban you for it. It's just a Discord server, okay? Can't wait for the OC torture. For the OC torture? What do you mean by that? It has intense world building, or is set in normal world like ours? Oh, it's not set in a normal world. So I'll just talk a little bit about the world, okay? Because I'm doing a lot of world building with this world too. Because my goal is to tell multiple stories that sets on the same world, but not necessarily have a connecting tissue with it. Okay, it's more like Warhammer's world. Okay, that Warhammer doesn't contain a single story. Instead, the world of 40k is set up in a way where stories can take place. So that's kind of my goal with my world building stuff. So the world is set like medieval feudal Japan, as well as a couple of other regions too. I've done this on stream many times. I'm just gonna do it again. Okay, one sec, because there are new people here, and maybe you guys want to hear about my world. And that's White Silver Comic. I'm gonna show them the map. All right, so this is the world that I created, and the map is not finished yet. Most of the map that is inside. Let me just double check if sometimes my camera changes sometimes. Okay, so most of the map is finished. The red circle here represents the barrier. Okay, because they live within this walled country. Rather, it's quite big. It's about the size of, say, the Philippines or Japan, something like that, right? Wait, I'm gonna keep my OBS in front of me so that it doesn't, so that I can see what's going on, because sometimes my camera switches. Character development art. Oh yeah, of course. There's a lot of that in my story too. Can I read the manga in Manga Plus Creators? It is in Manga Plus. Yes, I'll link you the manga link in a little bit. Okay, making maps is tricky but kind of fun. It's extremely fun. I'm gonna ask to color our drawing. Should we add only one color, or should we have? That's gonna be up to you, man. There's no correct answer or wrong answer with that. Okay, just do what makes you feel good, especially if you're a beginner. But yeah, so this map, right? So the red circle you see is the barrier. They kind of live within this barrier. I'll show you what the barrier looks like. I have it on my the first. So this is near the edge of the barrier, and it's like a shimmer, almost. Okay, that's what it looks like. So it's like a shield, and here, oh, I forgot to print Damn it. No, wait. Let me do this right. I'm gonna do this right because I forgot to save the names of the place. My friend told me you have to add multiple layer of colors in digital art. Um, for me, I only have 3 colors, but you can actually get away with just one. But I like to organize my colors, so I separate the color of the skin and the hair, and then the third color is just everything else. Let me switch on the names. Did I just lose? No, I didn't. Okay, there it is. So this is the map. Let's zoom in. Let me get my OBS. I once made a map. It turned into a freaking One Piece world map. That's okay, man. The One Piece world map is also based on like real world. Well, not really real world, but there are some things that you can identify on it that's also based on the real world, right? It's totally fine. So this region, since you asked what era or what my world is taking place in, so I have a dividing line here. Okay, this region here, right here. I'm just gonna color it green. Here, right here. This is the Asian quote unquote right region, and it's like based on feudal Japan, China, and Korea. So they have like those names, right? Japanese, mix of Japanese, Chinese, and Korean names. And our story, our chapter 1, actually takes place here. And why is that? Why is that messed up? Wait, it's kind of messed up. Should be like something like that. Chapter 1 takes place here in Inahikari Plains. And it's near the border, and that's why in that manga page I showed you, they can see the shield, right? The barrier. And so that's the Asian region, and then this region over here in the south is more of like the medieval France, Spain, and just medieval Europe, chivalric Europe. This region here, right? And then this region here is the Vikings. They're not exactly like that. They're not one-to-one copy of the Vikings or the Chinese, but they are just representative of those cultures, okay? And I wanted it to be that way because I want my audience, I want my reader to understand what this place is all about without me explaining it to them, okay? Because there's a lot of things that you can take from the real world, and I don't have to do much explaining for you to understand what it is. If you see a Chinese building, oh, you know, this place must be Asian inspired, right? So I don't have to explain that. So that kind of thing. And over here are the Aztecs now. All right, let's go here. These regions here are the Aztecs. And I also mixed up the culture here because I think the Aztecs as well as the Polynesians and the Southeast Asians has a lot of overlaps. They're not necessarily the same, but there are some overlaps with those cultures, okay? So they're made a little bit more unique by mixing cultures and then turning them into something a lot more fantastical. And then finally, my favorite region is this place. This is the Greco and Roman region, okay? So more like Roman and Greek inspired. Just kind of imagine those two mixing together. And I think that happened in real life too anyway. That's where you get the term Greco-Roman. So yeah, that's kind of my world. And then beyond this red barrier are the Dredgelands, and they're mostly unknown, but there are some expeditions for adventurers to go outside to map out the world. You know that's outside this barrier. But yeah, so this drawing of the map is not finished yet. There's a lot of like sketches here that I haven't really touched for a while, and then that's why I want to pause a little bit when it comes to chapter 4 or chapter 3 rather, because I want to continue with the world building stuff, and I'll pause the chapter with the manga until I actually flesh everything out first. Okay, I have the story fleshed out, but I also want to take care of everything else around the story. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. It's a fairly new channel, and it's also a fairly new story that I'm developing. I'm around a year, 1 year and a half deep of writing this thing. Okay, I've gone through a lot of iterations, but yeah, this is basically what I've created. Yeah. Anyway, let's go back to drawing. Yeah. Can I actually erase this? No, I put that in the wrong layer. Base color, shadows, and highlights. The arc, the lad series had some pretty neat world map designs. The lad, I've not heard of that. Not a bias, but did you guys notice that the most awesome places in any area series are in the north? Ah, you mean like the like Nordic kind of like stories? Is that what you mean? What was I doing again? Damn, I'm so old. I keep forgetting what I'm doing. 5 seconds in, right? Okay, let's just go back to rendering this thing. Hmm. Well, that's a problem. I love map design, by the way. I wish I had more time to do those. I want to do more drawing of regions, and I want to zoom in more on individual regions on that map that you just saw, and just make them a little bit more in depth. Because that map is a bit more zoomed out, so it's not really complete when it comes to like the villages in between the roads, for example, or landmarks within regions. I really just highlighted the more important places that we're gonna be visiting. So this is more of an adventure story at first. You know, they're kind of journeying around the map, and that's why I created that map, by the way, because of the kind of story I'm telling. I kind of need it. It actually comes in handy when I'm writing that map, because I can like go back to the map. Oh, where should where should I go next? You know, and I just pick a place. Ooh, excuse me. Give me a sec. Whew, I really sneezed there. So yeah, if you're writing, try drawing a map. Uh, it's gonna help you a little bit. I wouldn't say it's necessary, really. It's just a fun thing to do when you're world building, but it's not necessary. Okay. So he transforms here. Spikes kind of comes out from his back, and he transforms again. At the very end of this. Where the heck is are my dialogue? Huh? Kind of just disappeared. Oh, that's weird. Okay. This needs to be a bit bigger. What manga? Excuse me, sorry. What manga can you use as reference, or which manga can you use for reference? Oh, I actually use a Witch Hat Atelier's manga quite a lot up until now. It's the manga that it's one of those mangas that really made me want to draw and start my own story. So yeah, if you want to learn paneling, really good paneling, try reading Witch Hat Atelier. One of the best. What the hell is this brush? One of the best panels I've seen in a manga in a while. It's really beautiful. What the world is that? There's something sticking out here. I want to add a cracking sound on his spine, in his back. Um, what can we use? Let me go back to my chart. Goki. Okay. Maybe just small, like not too big. Something like that. Oh, nice artwork. Thanks, man. Who loves Jingo with me love? What was that? Who loves Jingo with me love from Pakistan Jingo? Hey, I love you too. That one and a bunch of 80s and 90s manga, which is where I look to study. You know what? I forgot what manga it was. It was either Trigun or was it Van was it Helsing? It's one of those mangas, okay? But I remember reading one of them a very long time ago, and my first thought was the artist. His panels are so few, and what I mean by that they were only like around three or four, um, 3 or 4 panels per page, right? Something like that. And I think the artist made it so that the art can shine a lot more than the story, right? And it's part of the story too. Dual streaming, yes, I am multi-streaming. I'm on Twitch as well as on YouTube. How did you know? Oh, okay, nice. Hey, yeah. I used to also stream on Facebook as well as Kick. I actually get a little bit of views sometimes on Kick, and I stopped doing it on Facebook because nobody watches me on Facebook really. Most of my audience are in YouTube, and the only reason why I'm doing it on Kick is because I think my OBS requires me to have Twitch as my default stream. Um, is this correct? Any Japanese here can correct me with this katakana? I think this one's wrong. Should be a little bit more here, like that. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Nothing is great. Totally understandable. Low FB streaming would be a bit awkward. The katakana for she. It should be this should read as Goki, right? But I know this is she. Um let me get my katakana chart. I'm only doing this by memory. She. Yeah, that is she. Gokishi. Yeah. Ah, I think that's fine. Kokishi. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Um, why is Facebook streaming awkward? I'm not quite sure. But I think I think it's also okay for streamers to. This is just my take. Okay, I know I'm not an expert streamer, but even if you get 0 views, I think it's okay. I also that wasn't the only reason why I stopped streaming on YouTube on Facebook. It's because my internet can no longer um, take 3 streams. You know what I mean? It starts to chop my streams. It's not good. I still sometimes stream on my Facebook. Sometimes. Usually I just do that when there's an artwork I like to show off to my friends. I know I'm gonna show off. I think it's supposed to be gokishi, right? It's like a sound that uh a cracking sound on his back. Like these spines are growing from behind him because he doesn't have him here, but it grows on these two um panels. Would you happen to know Japanese or katakana too? My katakana is so bad, man. It's the only thing that I can't really grasp, and it's only because I haven't studied it as much as everything else. I kind of jumped into hiragana and then I went to kanji. I am very entry level to Japanese, unfortunately. That's okay. Me too. Entry level though is better than nothing. All right, I think I like this now. All right, I think it's a big improvement. This is before and then after. Big improvement. We're gonna even do the same with the background, but I don't think I need to. In fact, I want to reduce the background a little bit. Um, let's see what happens if there's no. I think it's a little bit better, right? Um, let's see. I want to delete that. Um, delete that. Yeah, you know what? I think it's better. These bottom panels here without my background. Kanji is my biggest hurdle, and I'll admit my motivation to dive into it is dwindling. For me, I just try to learn one kanji every day, and I kind of write it like 10 times, maybe even like 100 times every single day, and then the next day I write that a little less as well as a new kanji. So I just practice, right? And I think I know about 50 kanji at this point. Probably like 40 if you reduce if you don't count the numbers. But I still can't read though, because that shit is confusing as fuck. Okay, like some kanjis are read in a different way if paired with another kanji, and then it's a completely different meaning. So I'm still a bit confused. For now, I'm just focused on one thing, all right, memorizing what I can, and then later on, I plan to implement them into a more of a structure. So just one thing at a time when you're learning a language. Okay, I really like this. I like it without the background. I think the background kind of messes up the drawing. Yeah, let's stick with that. Whoa, what happened there? Huh, weird. Let's do it again. Okay. Let's go to the next page. This page. There's a lot of action going on here. What if we take out the background once again for the middle page? I'm not convinced. Okay, let's just keep it. I like it. So why is that? Oh, okay, I remember. So this thing. Sorry, I wanted to ask if I master male body anatomy, so I would female will be tough. I don't think so. I don't think it'll be tough. Female anatomy is mostly the same, really. It's just a structural difference. But if you can draw a female chest, I mean, sorry, if you can draw a male chest, you should be able to draw a female chest and a female head. It's just a structural um difference, really. It's not like a female is like an alien, right? It should be a problem. I would say master them at the same time if you can. If you can't, that's also okay. But if you can, do them both at the same time. It looks okay. I like it. For him, I want to do the render a little bit lighter. So he's preparing to brace himself for a charge. I'm not even following any lighting rules here, to be honest with you. Well, I am in a way, but in every single panel, the lighting kind of changes if you notice, and that's because it's not really a highlight for me, and things are moving like constantly anyway. So it makes sense that the lighting is also constantly changing direction, especially in an action scene. So his sword kind of gets broken here. Actually, it breaks here, and then it continues to bend here. So this guy here is the sheriff of Inahikari Plains, and he is absolutely getting demolished by this guy. He's holding his own, but once the guy transforms, he knows it's over for him. Maybe. Okay. Next, let's do the darker part. I hope he becomes the world's best mangaka. I'm your fan. Hey, thanks, man. In due time, eh? All you gotta do is keep at it. I think with everything, right? With every endeavor, all you really gotta do is just keep at it. Don't give up. Especially for me, I mean, like on my YouTube channel, I'm already around 2,000 subscribers, and I'm so close for being monetized. It makes no sense if I give up now. And plus, I got recognized by Kodakawa and their competition. Uh, so I'm still starting, but or you just have to keep going with whatever it is you're doing in life. Okay, keep going. I'm kind of fumbling with YouTube right now. For example, not a lot of my videos are getting a lot of views, and the channel is uh like slowly growing. So I don't let that demotivate me. I kind of already know why that is too, so it's fine. The thing is with YouTube, especially with my YouTube, I already know what videos will go viral and what doesn't based on the algorithm that I've garnered, you know, that I've worked for. Because if you post a video, YouTube will usually look for your audience. But I still post videos that I know that won't get much views, but I like to make them anyway. So the views isn't really the concern, more like the growth of my channel. It's more of a concern, and views are just a byproduct of that anyway. If that makes sense, right? Mm. If I ever do make it, though, I won't ever forget you guys. If I get published in Japan, for example, I may not be able to stream these anymore, but I'll still continue making a YouTube content. Might not be related to Final Fortress or the manga that I'm making, but I'll still be there. Know what I mean? I think this needs a sound effect. Let's add a ga charging sound. Okay. Ga. Like this, right? Let's say it's ga. Like ga, like screaming. Make it a bit more actiony. Okay, erase that. And let's just copy paste this A. Make it a bit shorter. Whoops. Okay. And there you go. Does it look good in black? I think the black one looks. Nah, white one looks better, right? Maybe thicker outline. Oh yeah, it looks much better. Black? Nah, definitely the white. So a sword break here. What would be a good sound for that? Let me take a look at my chart. Baki. So how would you write Baki in katakana? Uh, is that right? Baki. Yeah, Baki. Should be good. Just a small one. And then um Harry Kin. Okay. So A and then N. Is that N? Oh no. That's N, right? Yeah. This is I. And then N. Okay, let's stick with that. Again, that's not a small one. And then let's add another ga here. Oops. Adding these things just add more life to the page. And I think the katakana characters makes it a little bit more aesthetic. Yeah. How about black? I think the black one works quite a lot. I really like that. Let's stick with it. Okay, let's now move on to the next page. I think this page is ready. Let's take a look. Before, after, and without the dialogue too. Let's save that. Man, I'm just breezing through these pages, hey. Okay. These two needs a lot of help with when it comes to katakana characters. But let's start with the render first. These drawings are so small. I'm not really worried about rendering them too much. But I'm still gonna render them though. That's not as detailed as the bigger drawings. Oh no. Hey, Pillow Heads up, man. Just drawing as always, you know me. I'm kind of getting the hang of the half-tone rendering. At first, it was really annoying me. It's so hard to. It's still very hard to control, but I'm getting the hang of it a little bit. Okay. Just the lighting now. I haven't done this level of rendering on all of my pages, just some of my more recent ones. And I think I kind of just started doing this now because I want the quality per page to be a little bit better. I could always make it really, really good, but there's a point where it becomes unsustainable, and drawing a single page will just burn me out if I add too many details. So I gotta be careful with that too. Okay, that's it. I need some katakana. Heavy punch. I wonder if I have heavy punch. Doga. So how do I write this? Do. That's do. And then ga. Then maybe bit few more A's. Yeah. And then it should be just ga, right? Yeah. Okay. Two. Nah, that's fine. Okay, this is fine. Just get to say hi. Have an awesome day. You too, man. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, that's done. Next page. Give me a sec, guys. A client is talking to me. Hmm. Okay, next page. The spear throw. Man, there's still a lot of page. And this is like the entrance of Hikari. So he's about to get wrecked. And a rope comes out of nowhere. Now I've drawn this rope before. This type of weapon. It's a rope where it's laced with runes, like these runes. That makes it indestructible. It's an indestructible rope. And then on the next page, we see Hikari running, and she's like face to face with this guy, right? I think it's just an awesome panel. And she's like looking like a demon. I purposely made her ears to look like horns. No, it's more like that than that, you know. And then these hands are her brother's hands, who's holding the rope that's now tied to his neck. And then the next page, it's like slam, right? Hell yeah. Such an awesome page. I love this. I think I'm gonna end the stream here though. I'm a bit tired, and I just wanted to show up for you guys and see if Saturday. I'm a bit burned out still, to be honest with you. I'm gonna take a break until Tuesday, where I come back and start drawing. And also one of the reasons is because I got work today, to be honest with you, and I gotta prepare for that too. So thanks to everybody for hanging out. For everybody who's still here, if you're part of the Discord sorry, let me pause. If you're part of the Discord server that I made, I'm gonna be hosting another art review. There's a channel there you can post your art, and then next Friday, okay, Friday, not Saturday. Next Friday, I'll be reviewing your artwork. So, anyways, I'll see you guys then. If my Discord server is on my bio too. You guys have a nice day. Bye bye.